Hello, it's me. It's been a while. It's been a lot. So I'm sorry I haven't been around lately. Also, as you can see, this is not my normal place where I record these videos. Normally I do them in my office. This is my kitchen because, to be quite honest, this is the best light for doing makeup in my entire house. It's this. And I know I haven't been around for weeks, and I'm sorry about that. In case you missed me, I'm sorry. I have been going through so much stupid stuff. I haven't felt like I could do this. So I'm gonna do it now because I'm to the point, you get to the point where you need to make yourself look nice just to feel better. So I'm there. As you can tell, my voice is a little meh because I've been very sick. I had a surgery that I had to postpone, so I'm still feeling crappy from that. But anyway, I thought we could just do a good old-fashioned before and after video. I'm going to do some makeup here with all sorts of stuff I got from Boxycharm, stuff that I got from Eyescream, stuff that I have out of my professional kit, stuff that I got from the drugstore. The newest thing here is this primer that I got for $3.99 from Aldi. It is La Cura brand, and that sounds ridiculous. I sound like I've lost my mind, but I have heard of this, and it's supposed to be okay. And I feel like it's supposed to be, if it's supposed to be a dupe for something that I love, that's like $30 or $40, and I can get it for $3.99. I'm not above buying it from Aldi to give it a chance. So we're gonna try this today. It is the Snapshot Ready Foundation Primer. It is supposed to be basically, like I said, like a dupe for the Smashbox, that really popular Smashbox one that I use. Okay, so, but this is what it looks like, and I'm going to try this today. We will see if it's any good or if it's terrible. I do have fairly problematic skin, so I am a good person to test this on to see if it actually works for the general population. But anyway, so I am going to start, like I always do, with brows and lashes, because that's the biggest thing that you can do for any sort of makeup transformation, but especially if you have really light hair, or you can't see them, or you need to build them up, what have you. So this guy, it's really old. This I got from the Boxycharm box. It's the Brow Bar Irima Brow Kit. It is disgusting at this point, but I'm still gonna use it because, as much as I like that little micro pencil one that I got much more recently, I used it all. There's not very much in that. There's not the $1 billion brows one. So there's not very much product in that. So unless you're dedicated to buying makeup like every month because you wear it like every day, and that's something that you can do and want to do and can afford to do, like, So I'm just gonna go ahead and cream use this instead. But anyway, please tell me how you've been, because I have missed you guys. Give me a comment and let me know what's new with you. I haven't even been on YouTube. When I was sick, I was just laying there like dead, trying to deal with life. So I have no idea what's going on in anyone's lives. I don't know anything that's going on in the beauty world. I don't know anything that's going on with you guys. So please fill me in as I fill in my platinum brows with something that you can actually see. So I don't know. So this new-ish in the past year or so brow trend, I actually really like. As most of you know, when we did boxy brows in like the 2010s, that was easy for me. But then there was like this weird in-between period that I didn't like, and honestly, it wasn't for me. I couldn't do it. I mean, I could do it, I just hated doing it. And so now we've got this like bushy but more natural trend, and I thought I was gonna hate it, but actually I like it better now because it works better for blondes. when we were doing that super boxy brow thing, it's very impossible to find something that works for a blonde, like for someone with lighter hair in this area. It's practically impossible. So I'm actually very happy. Now I have not tried using like the soap or whatever to actually pull these guys straight up, but I mean, you can do that with other stuff. Right now, to be quite honest, my moisturizer does it for me, so who cares? But I'm not going to do that now. Maybe I will try that in the future. Anyway, so let's see. Gotta mess with these guys a little bit more. So anyway, those are my brows. Finally, brows always take me a lot longer for all of the reasons I just described. It's unfortunate, but it's reality. Who cares? These guys will not look this harsh when I'm done. That's the other thing about blonde brows. It's also why I do them first. Anyway, so let's see. I don't think there's much else that's new with me. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I did actually get accepted into my dream school, and they're offering to pay money for me to go there a lot. It's absurd. But so we're gonna see if that's feasible, because as we know, I have a family. If any of you have ever been in this situation, I would love to hear from you and how you managed it, because those are two things that, you know, I think they can be done together, but depending on the school and how high-end it is, sometimes, you know, you have to give a little as well as them giving a little. So I'm just not sure how to balance that yet. If anyone has anything to say about that, I would love to hear it. The other thing that I've been thinking about lately is, a while ago, I was doing videos and posts in general about travel, because we all want to travel, we're all sick of being here. I've just kind of been so depressed lately that I haven't been able to do that. But I enjoyed making those videos and those posts, so if anyone is actually still interested in seeing those, please let me know and I'd be happy to do that. Now, what we just did here, I used typical metal eyelash curler. You don't need to get the really super expensive one, you don't. They're all built the same, all these metal ones. Some of them have a different curvature, you know, so they fit different size eyeballs, but ultimately they all do the same thing. This has lifted my eyelashes, which point straight down, by the way, and you can't even see them. But so what I'm going to do now is put on my waterproof mascara. This is important for lashes like mine. I have curled them, but they're not going to stay up unless I do this pretty much immediately. So normally I just use this mascara, and I do several coats of this mascara, and they stay up all day. There's no flaking, there's nothing. This is an Essence Cosmetics mascara. Essence is super cheap. You can get it at the drugstore. You can get it at Ulta if you want. I believe it's a German beauty company. But like, this is like $4 or $6. I think it's $4. I think their palettes are like $6. They may go up to $9.99, I don't know. But I have a few things in here that are from them that I really like. I have a powder from them that I like. I'm not using that today. I'm purposely using my good stuff today. But right now, I'm just going to put on one coat of that, because I'm going to use this. This is what I got last month, as you know, if you've been here. And I have only used this once because I only did makeup one time. That's how crazy this has been. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to put on the normal mascara that it came with. The instructions for this are put the mascara on, put the fibers on, put more mascara on. So what I'm doing, because it's absolutely necessary for me to hairspray these in place, is I curl them, I did my usual. Now I'm going to put this over, and we're going to see how this works. So let's see. go ahead, and we have to work quickly because this has to be tacky for those fibers to stay on. So I'm trying to work as quickly as I can. Oh geez. Okay. There's that, and now we're going to use the fibers. And like I said before, this is really like pulling a mascara wand out of a teddy bear. Okay, there we go. You super have to be careful with this though. You're really putting like stuffing fibers right on your eyelashes. Now, the reason I do brows and lashes first is because on a lot of people, this stuff gets everywhere. Oh, and that got in my eye. Oh no. Oh no. It gets everywhere, and it's a lot easier to clean it off of skin than it is off of makeup that you worked really hard on. That is a bridal makeup tip, actually. Well, I mean, bridal, runway, it's whatever. Anytime you've got anything dramatic going on, especially, people will do a whole eye. People will do a whole like dramatic, like smoky or cut crease or whatever eye, and then do the skin complexion makeup. That's what we're doing here. Except for I'm not going to do my eye makeup because it's not that serious. Okay. Look at the difference between these two eyeballs. And this has a coat of mascara on. This stuff is pretty, oh, why did I do that? This stuff is pretty amazing, actually. But yeah, if it gets into your eye, you've really got to be a veteran for having stuff happen around your eyes if you're going to be using this, in my opinion. Do the other one now. Quick put on tacky base coat. And I do think you need to kind of build it up. You need to build it up with this. And then you need to build it up with the fibers. And then the last is just a finishing touch. Teddy bear it. So if you got this, or if you have ever used it, or anything like it, like a dupe or whatever, or if this is a dupe for something else, can you tell me how you feel about this mascara? And when you tell me, can you also tell me, do you usually use waterproof or not? What are your thoughts on this mascara? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is it crazy? Should it have been FDA approved? I want to know what you think about this mascara situation. Now, some people will wonder why we spend so much time on just mascara, but to be quite honest, I always spend this much time on mascara because, like we said, it takes a long time, it takes a lot of effort to get my lashes to stay up anyway. So for me, this is like not a big deal. I don't think I would do this for every day, but today I kind of need to feel special because it's just one of those days. So, okay. Well, we've got that. It's messy, it's not perfect, but whatever. So, what do you think of this? This is just brows, just lashes. I think that's already a huge improvement. As you can see, you can just take that off. Q-tip, finger, whatever. Move on with our lives. Let's try the Snapshot Ready Foundation Primer from Lacura. This is supposed to be a dupe. Oh, it has a little guy there, so at least we know it's sanitary. Let's see. We're gonna do this. Oh, it comes out quickly, just like the Smashbox one. It's a little bit liquidier. I feel like the other one probably has a higher concentration of silicone. Based on other reviews I saw online, that might be the case. So let's put this on. Yeah, it definitely feels a little bit different. Maybe not everyone would notice how it feels different. I happen to notice it. Okay, let's see how this works for us. If it stays, if it does anything, does it blur lines, pores? Put it under the under eye, that's the most important part for me. And last but not least, I do not use eyeshadow primer. I'm sure it has its uses, but I've never needed to use it. All of the looks I've ever done on anyone. So, we're not going to start today. I use regular primer. So, okay. As you saw, it looked the same. Came out quickly, just the same. It was a little bit shiny or didn't really have that buff appearance like the original does have. And I think it has, oh my gosh, I think I have some in here. No, there's no way I'm going to find it. Anyway. So it was a little bit shinier. I am kind of wondering if it's going to work as well for that reason. But let's take a close look. Let's see. Okay. So this definitely goes on shinier than the other one. The other one really, it does actually buff out the appearance. It does minimize pores, it does minimize lines, and so on. So I don't know if I'm feeling this, but it was $3.99, so we'll see if it like makes the makeup happen any better or whatever. So, but this may not be it. This may not be an actual dupe. We're gonna find out together. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my color corrector. Now the thing about color corrector, I saw a while ago that it was gaining traction in the beauty community. And by that I don't mean like, I mean like everyone, the companies, social media, everyone. Most people don't need color corrector, but if you need it, you need it. And if you do actually need color corrector, then not everyone's going to need the same color corrector or in the same place or applied in the same way. So let me know if you feel you need color corrector, or just in general if you don't know what you're doing, like we can talk about it. Even message me, you can just message me. This is actually something that I used to do all the time. I did makeup on people every single day before the pandemic, and I gave lessons, and some of you have actually had my lessons. And they're supposed to be helpful. You guys say that they're helpful, but all of these trends and hacks and everything, especially when it comes to something as personal as like how you put on your foundation or how you contour and highlight, that all comes down to you. It comes down to what you're working with, what you want, and you can't just pick it up from like YouTube videos. So for a long time I was avoiding actually doing any of that stuff because, you know, it's better to do a lesson in person. But I have actually done a few lessons on like video chat, and it worked fine. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know, because I would love to help whoever needs some help. And anyway, so this is actually one of my favorite foundations of all time, and it is a drugstore foundation. And when I realized I still had some of this, I was so excited because this does not settle into expression lines. It doesn't settle into, it doesn't die as the day goes on. You take it off and it's still fine. So this is CoverGirl in Olay Simply Ageless Hyaluronic Complex and Vitamin C 3-in-1 foundation. Looks like this. It's mostly empty. You can still get this pretty much anywhere. I discovered that I had it when I was cleaning out my Cosmo Cube, which I still need to finish doing, but you know, I got sick, so I haven't been doing anything. But when I run out, I'm definitely going right out and getting more. I love this stuff. It is just so chill. It's like 10 bucks approximately. As you can see, I am not using a beauty blender. Beauty blenders are not for me. I don't like them. I honestly don't think they are for most people. I think they are a trend that caught on. But I mean, if you have one and you love it, that's fantastic for you and I'm happy for you. But I'm using my brush. There's a huge variety of foundation brushes that you can use. I don't think this is even actually a foundation brush, but I use it like one. I picked up this trick, where was it? In Sephora. I was at a Sephora event. And who was it? The NARS rep. The NARS rep introduced me to this, and it was so exciting. I actually bought this brush because of the NARS rep. Like, I don't typically buy stuff because salespeople tell me to, because like I've lived that life and I know, but this person was genuine and this trick actually really worked, and I love this brush. And this actually isn't even a NARS brush. The one that he used on me was, but we didn't even have it in the store, so he helped me find this, and that's how I knew he was the real one, right? So this is a Sephora brand brush. It is a mineral powder brush. It's a mini, and I've been using this. Anytime I use a brush, I like to use this. So the nice thing about this is you can pat foundation in, you can swirl foundation in. You never want to brush your foundation in, it's not going to work. But, well, it'll work, just take it off. Anyway, so I hope you're okay with my rambling. I feel like sometimes we all need to do this. Just get done up for no reason at all. Not going anywhere, not even the grocery store. Okay, I'm already feeling a lot better. Do you feel like, tell me this, tell me, please, you can tell I'm dying for like communication. Tell me in the comments, have you ever felt like during this pandemic that just like, everything has changed and you're not you anymore? I can't be the only one. That's got to be some sort of universal thing. But anyway, this is another, oh, what do they call it? Concealer hack, okay? Hack. All these hacks are just different ways of doing makeup. They're not hacks, they're just different techniques. They're called techniques, but whatever. So I learned this, and you're kind of pulling it up, and basically like this gives the exact same effect as what we've been doing since Kim Kardashian and her makeup artist best friend started doing like that whole like triangle here. This does the exact same effect, but like the Youngs didn't want to continue doing what we're doing because that's just the way of the world, so instead we're doing it this way. But actually this kind of saves product, so I'm actually okay with that. This is another Essence product. This is the Camouflage Matte Concealer. I like it. It's not as good as, where else do I want to put this? Hang on. Hold that thought. It's been a second. This is, I think, yeah. I'll put some here. Anyway, this, it's not quite as good as the Shape Tape that I was using. I use the matte Shape Tape, but I mean, this was like $6-ish. And matte Shape Tape is like, what, $35 or $40? So I'm just taking this concealer brush and patting this in. With highlight and contour, what you actually want is for it to be blended in enough that you don't actually see that it's there, but not so much that it defeats the purpose. So, I don't know, I think I saw this on TikTok. I never know if I'm watching TikTok or if I'm watching like Facebook Reels or whatever. It could have been either. But anyway, the whole point of this is supposed to be a lifting technique. And I mean, it works. I've started doing this before I do my under eye makeup. Now, for those of you who have severe under eye circles like mine, and mine are genetic, you understand where I'm coming from. Like, that kind of takes over your entire face, and it's just really difficult to deal with. And when you start putting on makeup, the first thing you want to do is cover that up. But one of the things that I have learned in my many years of doing makeup on myself and other people of all types is that if you focus too much on one thing and obsess over it and you don't worry about the rest of it, you're gonna do too much. So what I've started doing, especially since I started doing this, what I'm doing right now, is I do the rest of my concealer or whatever first, and the last concealer I do is under the eyes, because look how everything already, you can barely even tell that I've got an under eye circle problem now, because I focused on the other stuff that needed to be done. Now we're gonna go back and we're gonna do this. So next thing I'm gonna do, and I'm also doing less because I don't need to do as much, because I'm not seeing as many issues, because I've already taken care of the minor issues. Just gonna cover these up, again, taking care of minor issues. And you'll be amazed how much less there is to deal with once you have taken care of the more minor issues. I think that is true for life as well. In any case, that's how I deal with everything. Take that for what you will. So now we've got these under eyes to deal with. I'm actually going to take this tiny flat eyeshadow brush and use this in here, because as it turns out, that works better, at least for me, than the big guy. So I'm going to take this and put it right where I still see shadow. Now you guys have probably seen me do this a few times in a few different ways. The basics remain the same, regardless of what you're using or what trendy technique or tool you're using. It's all a matter of shadow and light, while remaining realistic. So I'm going where there's shadow and tapping this in, a little bit at a time, because you don't want to get too crazy. I will also put it in where it's necessary to make it blend out, like under here, you need that. And also down here, you need it. You do need that little triangle area, or a lot of us do, not all of us do. Putting this down here into this little triangle, this mini triangle area, and also the side of the nose, really opens up that area, and that's what you want to do. You want to open up that area so you've got light going on there. And as you can see, this is my worst under eye circle, and it is pretty much already better. And I do have to say, I am still using that extremely expensive under eye circle, like gel contour, and it has made a world of a difference. I saw a picture of myself from a few years ago. I was working in retail. I was really cute that day. I took a selfie, and the selfie was good. It had a serious filter on it though. The makeup was good, the filter, the lighting, everything was good, and I could still see my under eye circles. They came down like here, and they were deep. And I did a really good job on those, but you could still see it in the picture. And now I'm looking, and I've got like a little bit here, a little bit. It's insane what this stuff has done for me. So if you're not already using it and you have this genetic issue, I recommend that you give it a try. It's one of those things where like you don't want to do it because it's extremely expensive, right? And you don't want it to not work, but then like, what if it does work? Nothing worked on me except for the Strivectin eye cream until this stuff came along. And I've been using that Strivectin eye cream my entire life. So, well, since I was 15. And this made a bigger difference. But I also, the other thing worth noting is that the Strivectin eye cream does still make a difference even when I am using this. So you do need both. You don't need both. You don't need any of this. You're fine the way you are. But if that's your goal, using products to make something not as apparent, then yeah, best if you have both, if you can afford it. And I know it's difficult for all of us right now with gas prices. That's good enough. We're almost done here. I'm going to use this. This is a really cute highlighter. It came out of my very first ice cream box, which I am still enjoying. I have to pat these guys back in. And just pat it in a little bit. I'll actually just use my finger. This is really nice. I like this. This is the So Susan Statement Skin Highlighting Crayon. And I thought I wasn't going to like it because, you know, how many highlighters do we need? But I like this because it does give a very natural glow. And it's pretty. It's not like bronzy, so I can actually use it. And what I like to do to get a glow that's not harsh, because you know we're not doing a harsh glow anymore apparently. I don't know. Like I got that memo. I don't know who else did, but I got that memo. We're not doing a harsh glow anymore. So this is nice to layer. You can do a layer of this and then you can do a layer of a powder too. But anyway, we're almost done with this. And that just blends out really nice. Let's see. The next thing we're going to do is powder, and we've done this a million times. Do the powder. This is Ben and I, the Kat Von D palette for highlight and contour, NARS blush, and then we will come back. Okay, so all of that we've done a million times before, so it's really not a big deal. But yeah, highlight, contour, very personal. Everyone likes to say that they're not, they are. They can be trendy, they can be not trendy, but ultimately there's something that everyone should know how to do for their body type specifically. I am not ready for this, why am I picking it up? Anyway, I'm gonna do some eyes. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I am going to use this. I've only used it once. And it's really cute, so I do want to use it again. I have no idea what I'm going to use yet, but we will figure it out. So let's just see what happens, I guess. All of these brushes. Oof. I need to wash these. All right, we are finally almost done here. We've only got a few things left. So I'm still not ready for that. Why do I keep doing that? So I'm going to use this Eloise. You couldn't even see that. It was so shiny. I can't get it open. I can never get, if I had fake nails, it would be even worse. I can't get it open. This, got it open. This highlighter I got last month from Eyescream. This is so gorgeous. I love this. This highlighter is what inspired me to do makeup today. I thought, you know, what could I do to make myself actually feel like living again? And I was like, well, that highlighter was pretty okay. So I'm doing this entire situation here just so I can use this highlighter and have it make sense. So we're gonna do this. And now I do love a really dramatic over-the-top highlighter. Not in like a too over-the-top way, but in a way where you can tell that I actually used it. Also not highlighter mustache, so you know, like a nice in between. Anyway, so we are going to use this. And the nice thing about this is we don't even need to use a lot of it, because first of all, it's fantastic. But secondly, we've already used the cream shiny highlighter, and then we put powder over it, which buffed it out a little bit. And then we used the matte highlighter, which is really going to help more with like sculpting. So this is just like for funsies. So I'm gonna take it, and yes, I am using this tiny die. The smaller your brush, the more pointed the application. So I'm only doing this in a few areas. I'm only doing it in the very, very, very top, like a little bit of icing. You can do icing. Everyone's all about the 80s and 90s again. Icing is, do you guys remember the shop, the icing? It used to be my favorite in the mall. Of course it was. It's like nothing but rhinestones. Claire still exists. Like, I don't know if the icing does though. Anyway, we're doing the good old get most of it off of the brush before we put it on here. All right. And a little bit right here. That is cute. I do like that little nose highlighter situation, so we are going to do that. Aw, that's cute and extravagant and way too much. I love it. It's exactly what I need today. A little too much nose highlight. Just what the doctor ordered. So, oh, it's so pretty. I love this. I'm not putting it back in the box. The box is super cute, but like, I can't have an existential crisis every time I try to open a product. So, okay. Now, we're almost done. I'm gonna do some lips. Again with the boxes. Their margins are that tight, my goodness. I am gonna put this on now for real this time. This, I am just taking all of these that I've been working on throughout this process and combing them up and solidifying them in place. I know this isn't how like the trendiest people are doing it, but I feel like this is a good compromise. So I'm just pulling it up. You see, it's resulting in the same. It's resulting in the same idea. It's not exactly the same, but it's the same idea. The problem with blonde, you know, very light brows, you know, blonde or red, light brows, is you can't fill them in without them looking fake. And, you know, if you can't see them or if you've got like patchy spots, what are you supposed to do with a trend like this? So, there are ways around it, but this is what we're doing today. There we go. That's nice. And last but not least, we have, oh, and that was, I've had this for a while now. This is also $1 Billion Brows. Okay, I like that brand. This is the Basic Beauty Lip Kit that I got also the same time that I got this one. Oh, I'm gonna cough again. Oh no. This coughing is why I couldn't have my surgery. It's the worst. Anyway, so for those of you who don't actually know like what a lip kit is, which probably most of you do, but some of us have been living under a rock. So basically what it is a fancy way of saying a lip liner, and assorted other lip product that match, 2 or 3, right? So the liner we're just going to use to kind of even things out or make the lip shape that we want. Yes, that's a trend that originated. Wow, the coughing and my husband texting me. That's not where this trend originated. This originated in the 80s, I believe. It may have been, it may have happened in like, you know, the 20s or the 40s. It'll seem like the 20s or the 50s, or it could have happened there. But I know what was happening in the 80s because I saw it in action. So anyway, so we're gonna just say, you know, I know what happened in the 80s. So you line your lip and then you fill it in. So that's what we're gonna do now. All right, it's done. I am myself again. I am an actual, like, I feel like an actual living, breathing person again. This is fantastic. Anyway, that last thing there, get a setting spray that works for you. Don't use what I used. I use literal hairspray. That is an old, very dangerous hack from like the 20s, the 1920s. I don't recommend it for today. You could literally blind yourself. As I am already close to legally blind and I actually know what I'm doing because I learned about this in school, I'll do it on myself, never on a client. If you want a recommendation, I really recommend the Ben Nye one. The finishing spray. It smells like toothpaste, but it really does the job. Your makeup's not going anywhere. It's so much better than any other setting spray I've ever tried. I'm using this because I'm broke and it's safe because of what's in it. I have checked, but don't do what I did. Don't do that. So get an actual setting spray. Anyway, like I said, I'm feeling like a human again, and now I'm going to go about my boring, mundane life. And I thank you very much for listening to me go on and do stupid stuff. But in any case, this was my little before and after video. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you didn't like it. I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. I know there's a lot of you who watch my stuff who have not subscribed. That's your prerogative. You can totally do what you want, but I would appreciate it. I do notice it does make a difference to me. It makes a difference to the morale, and it makes a difference in terms of me achieving my goals, which, to be honest, this is the longest I've ever gone in terms of a New Year's resolution. For those of you who don't know, my New Year's resolution was to actually care about the numbers on my page, but I'm rambling. So it was nice to see you again. I will probably be back next week, I'm guessing, with another ice cream box. They're pretty fast. They're charging me tomorrow, so it should be here by next week. Exciting! I will see you then. Thanks for listening. Bye.